Now, how do you make money quick? By the way, if I was to show you, I don't know even where that font is. If I was to show you the kind of text that I usually get, especially from the young guys, the Gen Z, anyone who was born around 1997 all the way to 2016, around there. See, there are some of the texts that I usually get from these guys. They ask me, hey, Joseph, how can I make money quick? And they behave as if they don't have time to make money. And today I've decided to make this video to address this issue one and for all, so that at least even you who is seated there wondering, hey, how can I make money quick? Have you ever been in a situation whereby you check out how you're gonna, let's say maybe your target is to save 200,000 in this particular year. And then based on the money that you are getting in terms of your monthly payment and the deduction of the expenses, then you're left with like say 5,000 or 10,000. You're like, nah, 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 I ain't gonna achieve that 200,000 this year. Then I still need another year. That's like 2 years down the line. That's close to, well, that is over 700 days for you to do that. Then you're like, okay, is there another formula that I can actually achieve from or use to actually achieve that goal within a short period of time? That's why I'm coming in on this particular video. Sit down, take your time and watch this video to the end, step by step, so that we see time and money. What is the relationship? Have you ever heard of people talking about time is money? Today I'm here to tell you that's not the truth. Now, here we are, and we are looking on how you can actually make money. Guess how? Quickly. So quickly is a relative word. It depends on what you mean. What do you mean by quickly? Like how fast? Okay, quickly. Is it a month, 2 months, 10 months, 1 year, 10 years, or something of sort? So quickly or quick is a relative term to different people. So what exactly does that mean to you? There is one thing I'll tell you about money that is quite interesting that was shared to me by my mentor. You find that the money we make, the money we make, or most of the money that people make, it is not equivalent, or it's not equivalent. It's not directly proportional to the time we spend. Okay, to the time we spend. That's what you're supposed to understand. Okay. Now, what does it mean? You find, like, for example, if you go to US, you find the minimum wage is $15. What does it mean? In US, if you go there, you are paid $15 per hour. Per hour. So people are so much concerned by the per hour rather than what they do within that per hour. Because, hey, listen, you can actually be paid even 20, you doing nothing in that particular per hour. So you see, now what you're doing, you're confining your earning by time. So the time is the one that is defining how much you earn. So by default, we can say, hey, so if you work for 2 hours, you have yourself $30. Isn't it? Now, the question is, you are taking that money that you earn and it's actually defined by time. And listen, this is what I wanted to tell you, the one thing. You will never make money quickly if you are employed. I'm sorry to burst that bubble as fast as I can, but you cannot speak the language of quick if you are employed. Why? The moment you are employed, you are bundled, or should I say you've already sort of like set a limit. For example, let's say you are a teacher, you work from 9 to 5. Whether you underwork or you overwork, especially in Kenya, you're going to be paid the same amount of money. That's the reality. Because now you can no longer speak the language of making money quick if you're employed, because there you are trading your time, the energy, and skills. Now, what happens if you want to make money quickly? You have to first wrestle out yourself out of you being confined within the time. You know what? You're making $15 per hour. Probably, let's say you work, logically, let's say you work for 10 hours, which is quite a long period of time in a day. Let's say you work 10 hours. If you work 10 hours, you get yourself $150, isn't it? Now, if that's what you do, basically, let's call this a day, okay? Let's call this a day, okay? We know a day is made up of 24 hours, but let's assume that is a day. Now, what happens the same day, for example, in Kenya, we have somebody who wants 1.1 million in a day. This is equivalent to around 10,000 US dollars. Somebody is earning that, 10,000 US dollars. You are making $150 in an hour. Someone is making $10,000 in that particular day, or rather, you're making $150 in a day, and someone is making that in the same day. Someone else is making millions in that particular day. But now, what code have they broken such that they are able now to make a lot of money, not now confined within the parameters of time? Because when people say time is money, it's not really the same. Because Okay, I know that one, for you to unlearn to relearn becomes a little bit of an issue, and not only you but most of the people. Now if you want to make money quickly, then you have to snatch yourself out of the confinement of the time, so that now you can be able to leverage on something else. This is when you can actually do one thing but serve multiple people, which means more money coming in. And this is where now we speak about what can you be able to do. By the way, the fastest way to make money on earth, very simple. Use the God's concept. That's the answer. The God's concept. If I read my Bible, the Bible tells me that God created everything in 6 days, including the man. When I say man, I mean human being, okay? I don't want you guys coming, hey, where are we? No, I mean like human. Okay, fine. Let's say 6 days, God created the world and created a human being. Let me say that, okay? Thank you. Now, after the 6 days, the Bible tells me that the God rested. True or not true? Okay, what do you think he's doing now? Or what do you think they are doing now? What do you think the God is doing right now? Yeah, he created the world in 6 days, but now he rested. And after resting, he's still resting? Or what's going on? You see, God showed up, created the world within the 6 days. He created the systems that he doesn't have to go back there to create again. He's not creating new Adams and Eves and what have you. He created once. He used the concept of scaling. By the way, God is a very, very good business person, if I may use that term, okay? On a lighter note. Now, what happens is that he created the Adam and Eve once, then he got out of it. And then they are multiplying. He created the systems. He doesn't have to go back there to create. That's why he said, be fruitful and do what? Now, what happens is that if you want to make money quickly, and you can see we are now 8 billion of us on earth. Are we together? That's an amazing way of investing. So if you want to make money quickly, you have to use the God's concept. And how do you use the God's concept? This is where now you trickle down to that what you can be able to do. And how do you know that what you can be able to do? You yield yourself towards God so that you can get that particular thing that you can be able to do. For example, let's say you're an orator, let's say you're a writer, let's say you're a reader, let's say you're a runner, let's say yourself apart from the night runner. Now, what happens is that you have to do or find out that what you can be able to do and be able to touch a lot of people. For example, once I finish this video, I will upload it, and that's where you're watching this video. And probably this video, let's say, gets like 100,000 views. 100,000 people will watch this video. Can you imagine this? I have two options. I can decide to have this information that I'm having. I go maybe, let's say, outside my city or a town where I live, and then I tell people. Probably I will get listened by, say, 500 people or 200 people, and they get the message, and that message will not be gotten by someone else who is far from me. But now this message will be gotten by like 100,000 people. Let's say I'm selling something. Let's say I'm selling this pen, and I tell you, hey, you know what, guys? Do you love this pen? Write so well. You can actually buy this pen using the link that I'm gonna leave out there. And 100,000 of you, let's say, I usually use a certain formula, but let's say few of you actually decide, like, you know what, like, let's say 2,000 or 1,000 decide, like, only 1% of you actually decides to buy this pen. That's a 1,000 of you. 1,000 of you, and I'm selling this pen, say, for $1. I have myself how much? $1,000. When I make this video, I make it once, I get out of it, it actually generates some cash. And maybe let's say that 100,000 views will be gotten within a 1 week. There I am, I make that's $1,000 in 1 week. I make another one, I make another one. So what happens for you to be able to make money quick? Fast does not start with making it quick. It starts with you laying the strategies and the systems that are so boring when you're doing that. Remember when I was making my videos at the beginning, for those who have been with me, likes of the Triple M, you find that I wasn't even getting the views, I wasn't even getting the sort of a progress in something of sort, but I didn't give up. I kept on building the system, building the system. You can only make money quick the moment you do what? You create a system that is working on your favor. Somebody who is making, and I used an example of CEOs of some top banks in Kenya, you find that they're making 1.1 million in a single day. They didn't just wake up and got themselves here earning this amount of money. They have actually been proven by time. They started somewhere. Probably they started with 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, whatever the amount of money it is. They've proven themselves to be productive with time. And of course, the companies and corporates can actually see their productivity. They keep on scaling the ladder on top there. to a point whereby now you reach, for example, if you pick a random individual, let's say you pick a young individual who is a Gen Z, and you tell them that there's someone who is making 1.1 million in a day, they would love to be here, but they don't want to go ahead and do the work that has been done for this individual to be where they are. So the only way you can make money quickly is to be out there. You create a system fast, you sort of like switch everything off, be creating. For example, some of you watching these videos here, you didn't even know me when I was actually struggling. When I was struggling, I mean when I was starting up my channels and what have you, when good Joseph was being made, when I was actually, going through. And by the way, listen, when you're making, when you are working for yourself, you receive a lot of rejections, even from your closest family members. You don't even get, some people even get out of your lives, because see, when you're nobody loves when you struggle, but that the moment now they start to see your star shining, that's now they want to associate yourself with you and asking you question, you can turn to be inspiration and whatever. So anyway, the point is, for you to make money quickly, my dear friends and my brothers and sisters, it is not just a thing that you can just wake up and I tell you, start selling this, you'll make money quick. Come on. The term quickly is relative. You first have to create the systems that will actually work on your favor. Then you let the systems work. You see, you can't work for money and make more of it. That's where people get it wrong. You can't make money by virtue of you working and believe that you're making, you can't make more of it, because as a human being, there is a feasible number of hours you can work. You need to rest. But the moment you let the systems work for you, you'll be able to work. Let's say, oh my, how can I even define this? This is like the greatest secret that most of the people use, those who are wealthy. You find you can't trade your time, skills, and energy and make more. A time will come whereby even if you charge, let's say you are a yoga teacher, or let's say you're a teacher, or let's say you're a coach, even if you charge how much and you're doing that physically each and every time, there is a feasible number of sessions you can hold. Are we together? But the moment now you start scaling and automate those services, you can create a masterclass and sell it. You can be able to have a website whereby you have actually, you can be able to, you get what I'm saying? You can sell your product online. Like say you use a channel like this one, you sell your product, you are out there. You can leverage on that and you can get a lot of sales and clients and what have you. That is exactly how you can actually make more. But for you to reach that particular point requires you to have a lot of effort, requires you to actually be out there, be an ongoing person, be consistency, be disciplined, and sacrifice a lot for you to reach to that particular place. In order to think that you just wake up and click certain button and boom, you become wealthy. And listen, there is an ultimate thing that I will tell you out there. Being wealthy, it is not, or being rich, it is intentional. That's for sure. You have to be intentional. You have to be doing something that actually takes you towards that particular. You have to be intentional. It's not a thing that is actually hits you from nowhere. No, 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 no. This is why I told you the luck when luck meets preparedness. Success is paramount. You're gonna get it. But if you live in an unprepared way, you ain't gonna realize that. That's the reality. So what am I concluding this video with? Very simple. You want to make money quickly? Again, it is very much possible. You can be able to do it. But how do you do it? First of all, create the systems that will actually work in your absentia, that will help you to actually make that more money. But if you're in employment and you're speaking the language of making money quickly, that is very hard. And I know I'm going to leave you some sort of hanging and be like, okay, fine, okay, I got the point. But now how do I make the systems? I'm gonna make the part 2 of this particular video. How do you make the system? But it's simple. You've already gotten the answers. Examples of you investing your cash, investing on your time. Are we together? Investing on the things that can actually make you money. If you feel deep inside of you, you are a writer, make that book, sell it out there. If you are out there, then you're an individual whom you feel like there's something that you know that you can teach people. You're so good at marriages. You're so good at finances. You're so good at, say, photography. You're so good, say, at solving conflicts. Let's say you're so good at, losing weight and what have you, and how can I say it? General outlook and what you're so good at something. There is a reason why we are 8 billion of us on earth, because each and every one has their own talent and ability and capability, and that is the thing that will make you more money, not the degree that you have it. I'm not saying that the degree is bad, but not really the degree that you have it that will actually make you more money. It's you understanding that simple concept. This video may not even get to be understood by most of the people, but it's the ultimate thing that will help you to do that. This is good, Joseph. Don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure that you subscribe and turn that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new good video. And if you need my services in one way or the other, pick that number of mine from the description of this particular video. For now, it's a goodbye and see you in the next one.